Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyabaking.com. Today we're going to make cheese shortbread crackers or biscuits, and this is what they look like. This is a savory cracker. It has buttery and it's crisp and it has a really good cheese flavor. I like to coat them with sesame seeds. I've used white. You could use black. You could even use poppy seeds. You know, these crackers are really good as an hors d'oeuvre, but I like to serve them with if you're having a salad or even a bowl of soup. And what's really great, they're so easy to make. So the first thing that you will need to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. And then you will need a baking sheet. I've lined mine with parchment paper, but you could just like lightly butter it or even spray it with one of those non-stick sprays. So, to make your crackers, if you have a stand mixer like I have here, use your paddle attachment, or really you could use a hand mixer, or these are so easy to make, you just a large bowl with a wooden spoon. The first thing that you will need is a half a cup, 113 grams of butter. Have your butter at room temperature. I'm using unsalted butter. I like the flavor. You could use salted if you have a favorite one, either way. And I'm just going to beat this on, medium-low speed just until it's nice and smooth. Okay. And as always, when you're making any type of batter, just, scrape down sides and bottom of your bowl. Make sure everything gets mixed together. So, in a separate bowl, I have 1 cup, which is 130 grams of all-purpose flour, plain flour. Now, for the cheese crackers, I like to have a little bit of heat. Like there's kind of a little kick at the end when you're eating one. You don't have to add this, but I like to try it. I'm adding just a pinch, 1/8 of a teaspoon of just black pepper, and then, a pinch, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Adds a little bit of punch. So put that right in there, easy enough. And for our cheese, you will need 6 ounces, which is 170 grams of finely grated. Now I'm using an extra sharp white cheddar cheese. You could use the orange. The only difference would be that your crackers will have a different color. The other choices would be a Gruyere or even an Edam cheese. You can experiment with other types, see what you like. So I've just used my box grater on the fine part. I guess you could use your food processor if you have those graters on it. But I did it by hand. So there we have. As you can see, lots of cheese. Lots of cheese flavor. And then all I'm going to do is beat this on medium-low speed just until it comes together. Okay, that's it. We're done. Now I'm going to make my crackers right away. If you just wanted to make the batter ahead of time and leave it in the fridge for a day or two and then bake off your crackers, you could do that. Although these store really well and you can even freeze them. Now I'm going to roll the batter into round balls. You could also make this like a slice and bake, so you could form this into a log, chill it, and then just slice it off into 1/4 inch, which is about half a centimeter slices, and then bake them off. So either way, I like to make, as you can see, little crackers because I just like to nibble on them. So I'm using about a half a tablespoon, which is 10 grams. If you have like a little one of these cookie scoops, or you could use that as well. I have my scale. The important thing, you could make them larger. The important thing is to make all your crackers the same size so that they bake in the same amount of time. So what I'll just show you, so let's see if that's a little more. Okay, about 10. So I just make a little round. Now, like I said, I like to roll mine in some sesame seeds. I have the white. You could use the black. You could use poppy seeds or no seeds. So I'm just going to roll them. I like the flavor and then the nuttiness of the sesame seeds with the cheese, and then adds a little bit of crunch. And then we're just going to put them on our baking sheet. I probably could fit about 5 rows of 3, and then I'm just taking a glass, and then you just want to flatten it just a little to about like 1/4 of an inch, about like that. So that's what you do. I'm just going to carry on and fill my baking sheet with that. Okay, my last one. And flatten it. Okay. So now for baking. Everyone's oven is a little different. I'm going to say between 12 and 15 minutes. And do rotate your baking sheet front to back about halfway through to get even baking, because sometimes there's some hot spots. So what you're looking for, they will set, and just the outsides of the cookies will just be beginning to start to brown. Of course, the longer you bake them, the more crisp they will be. So you can adjust that time to your own personal preference. If you like them a little more crisp, then you will bake them a minute or 2 longer. So I'm going to give you like 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, so our cheese crackers are done. So put your baking sheet on a wire rack. And as you can see, they're just starting to brown around the outside edge, if you can see that. So what I'm going to do is let them cool, because they're quite fragile right now, about maybe 5 minutes. And then I'm going to use my spatula to transfer them to a wire rack to finish cooling. And then when they're at room temperature, we will come back and try one. So I've let them cool down to room temperature, but they're also good just warm from the oven. That's when they're kind of soft, and as they cool down, they will firm up and be more like crisp. Now this recipe will give you about 38, I'm going to say. That's what I ended up with when I made this batch. 38 this size. If you wanted to double the recipe, you could do that. As I said, they store for about a week. I would store them in the refrigerator, or you can freeze them. They're excellent, and then just defrost them in the fridge. So let's try one. Oh. They pack a lot of flavor. Of course, we added a lot of cheese, so they have that real cheesy flavor with just like at the end, you get a little bit of heat from that pepper, which I like. And then the seeds, sesame seeds, have a nutty flavor. Plus, I like the texture added to the shortbread cracker biscuit. You know, they're really good. I just like to nibble on them. Great, like if you're having friends over, and hors d'oeuvre, like I said, with a salad, with soup. I mean, they're just a great little cracker to make. As you saw, so easy to do. So you must try them. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyabaking.com.